All right, good morning, everybody. Just really quick, wanted to come to you guys. This morning, we're going to be covering our next lesson plan 2, 10.2, rather, I should say, in our lesson plan. So for those of you guys that have been following our online classes, guys, I'm just trying to switch it up a little bit. We've got some that we've been running via our Facebook groups, YouTube today, guys. Of course, doing some Zoom meetings one-on-one with some of you guys now for my parents and whatnot. Really quick in terms of announcements, right? I went ahead and if you'll check the website, guys, in the news section, you'll see the class lineup for the week, what we're going to be covering. As always, please make sure to go to www.caioterra.com to be able to access all of the videos. They'll definitely go with and support what I'm doing here, or I should say I'm doing what I'm doing here supports everything that you'll see Professor Caio doing there. Anyway, so yesterday, guys, we started off with a basic kind of a guard pull situation. We went guard pulls, and then how to pull the guard, how to close the guard, specifically once we pull, and then how to armbar an opponent when we couldn't bring him down. He's still in a standing position. The only thing we didn't cover yesterday was the pendulum sweep. We'll be getting back to that one probably around Thursday, guys. So anyway, make sure that you're tuning in. If you do have questions, of course, feel free to reach out, and we'll rock and roll from there. As far as the curriculum for this week, guys, last announcement here. Today is the last day of the Module 4 curriculum. So there's been a lot of kids that have been joining in online, and those classes do count, guys. So what I'd like to do for sure is, with those of you moms and dads that have been tuning in and having your kids try class, is we want to make sure to kind of get those kids evaluated at some point. So I'll try to set up a one-on-one with you guys. But anyway, other than that, guys, we're going to go ahead and kind of get started right off the bat with the material, right? So actually, we'll do a really short warm-up, guys. I'm going to set everything for like a 30-second kind of a groove, and then we'll do a really short, like I said, 5-minute warm-up or whatever, and then we'll get into the material. All right, so here we go, trusty timer, guys. So we're going to start off with just jogging in place, guys. So you're just going to be moving nice and easy, right? Everything's going to be about 30 seconds today, so nothing crazy, right? And like I said, we're just going to get our heart rate up just a touch before we get moving. All right, so nice and easy. Got about 15 seconds, guys. Whew. Good, 8 seconds left. Good. When you hear the buzzer, we're gonna go to high knees. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see what I want you guys to do. Right, so we're just moving, we're moving, good. So just bring those knees a little bit higher, right about your waist level, which is good. Don't lean back. Make sure that you're crunched slightly forward and bringing this here. Now, if you pump your arms, you're going to get a lot more of a cardio workout, right? So that may be good for some of you guys. I know my cardio has been off over this whole pandemic thing. We got about 4 seconds, guys. We're going to go to heels to the bottom or butt kickers. Good, and again, they're just like this. These are a little bit more for your hamstring. Now, if you're a little bit older, like myself, and you have maybe some knee issues, sometimes you can't get the heels all the way up. That's okay. Sometimes that's just a blood flow thing. You might want to put these towards the end of your warm-up instead. Now we have a little bit of space here, so we're going to shuffle towards you guys, and then we'll shuffle back. So we're just going to shuffle. Good, and then we're just going to go back. It's nice and easy. Nice and easy. Good. And again, we're just trying to get the heart rate up, guys. Good. On the buzzer, we're going to be changing it over. Good. So now we're going to do the same thing facing the other way. So I was looking this way, now I'm looking this way. Same thing. Right? But just different direction. And again, everything's only 30 seconds. So nothing crazy. We're going to go 2 and 2s on the buzzer, guys. You'll turn to 2 one direction, to the other direction. Good. So 1, 2, change 1, 2. Go back the other way. Good. All right, guys. So we're going to finish up this last little section, guys, with just a kind of a 1-2 little bounce. It's nice for the legs. So check this out, guys. All you're going to be doing is just going to be basic position. Just going to go 1, 2, drop into a stance. Reset. 1, 2, drop. 1, 2, drop. We're going to do this for about 2 minutes, guys. So go ahead and get started. Nice, just like this. So super simple. Keep going. You have a minute and a half. 1, 2, drop in. 1, 2, drop in. 1, 2, drop in. 1, 2, drop in. Now, if you just want to make it a basic squat, you can do that too. Now, if you don't want to keep it all just right here, make sure you're going deep as well. If you keep the same squat, it's going to start to add up, and you're going to feel it in your legs really, really quickly, right? So we got a little over a minute left. Oh, 1 minute right there. Keep going. 1 minute. Hopefully you guys are having a beautiful day. For those of you not in Colorado, it's gorgeous out there today. Sun's out. It's pretty brisk. Now, if you start to get tired, go 1, 2, step. 1, 2, step. 1, 2, step. 1, 2, step. And again, your legs may be worn out a little bit. I'm not sure if that was a minute or the 30 seconds. Either way, guys, we're going to call it good. Do me a favor. Take the next 20 seconds or so, grab some water, fix your uniforms, and we're going to come back to get started. So, quick, you got about 15 seconds left, guys. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the timer really quick so it's not buzzing while we're trying to give you guys instructions. But joining me again today, guys, we have Jefferson Fejal, guys. He was helping me go over this. Like I said, today's lesson plan is 10.2. So there's a couple of things that we want to kind of look at in this series. So once we pull our partner down into a closed guard position, what we're looking at now is a very basic kind of side-to-side drill to help you start getting used to and comfortable with your armbar transition. So check this out. It's a very simple drill. Some of you guys may have seen this before, but Jefferson's gonna be inside my guard. And so what we're gonna do, guys, actually here, let's turn a little bit this. All right, guys, so check this out. So right now we're just kind of in a guarded position, no big deal, right? We're gonna start right here with a very basic kind of a hip opener drill, warm-up drill. You're gonna be holding on to both of your partner's sleeves right now. And so the drill is just really designed to kind of help you learn to change your angle. I'm gonna open my guard, one foot is gonna go on the hip, right? I'm gonna lift, that's super important. Foot on the hip is 2, or excuse me, 1, lifting the hip is 2. 3, I wanna take my knee, kind of leg, right into the arm part, or excuse me, armpit. And when I come this way, I'm just gonna kind of move him over so that I can change my angle and come here. And then I'm gonna come back up. I'm gonna close the guard, same thing to the other side. I go 1, I go 2, I go 3, and I go 4, right? It's just a warm-up drill, guys, to kind of help your hips move, right? Now, I'm gonna turn my head to you guys so you can see this. So when this happens, guys, the important thing is that you make sure that your head is actually moving, right? So when I'm here and I'm holding on nice and loose, I open up my guard like so. I'm gonna place my hips, I'm gonna come here. When I do this, guys, it's super important that I also turn my body, right? My head just moved. I've got my weight shifted here now. I can just easily swing this over and no problem, right? So the first drill that you're gonna do with your partner, guys, is going to be just like so. So that being said, guys, I'm gonna set the timer really quick for about 2 minutes. And I'm gonna let you guys kind of get started on that. And I'll check in to see if any of our guys need any help. Qu'est-ce que c'est la répétition?
Oui.
Voici.
Voici.
Só do outro lado?
Não, consegui fazer os dois.
Se precisa acertar, ele não vai ajudar?
Como?
Não le vai ajudar você se plano? Se tem que só ser um lado? Só um lado. Tronado?
É, aqui, esse aqui.
Ah.
Quando eu saio daqui, esse aqui.
Ah, tá não. Tá bom. Keep going, guys. We were checking Fajal's hip to see if it was getting any better, but we better not go any further because I think he's struggling a little bit with his hip issue. No worries. Got about 20 seconds, guys. Keep working, keep working. About 12 seconds. Go ahead and start finishing up your last reps, guys. Good. All right, guys. So once you are able to kind of get your hips warmed up and you're going side to side, the next thing we want to start looking at is actually kind of taking control of the posture, guys. So one thing that's unique about the way we're doing this armbar as opposed to what we used to do with our armbar is we're just controlling the posture a little bit more on the front end. So the posture is really, really kind of low, right? And so there's a couple key points that we want to kind of go over today with you, right, in terms of crossing that armbar. So when we're here, guys, at this position, one of the things that we're really going to want to make sure that we're doing is we're going to make sure to take a grip on our opponent's sleeve, right? We're going to come up, we're going to pop the grip. I want to take my inside hand, guys, and I want to control just over the elbow, kind of on the arm, and I'm just going to bring him in. Now, my goal here, guys, is when I bring him in, is to bring this elbow as much as I can past my center line. If I can bring it all the way over, that's even better. But you are going to notice that the hand that's holding on is going to slip off the tricep a little bit. That's okay. That's not a problem. I am going to want to take this hand, though, the top hand, and just reach over and kind of grab the body, right? You don't have to grab any like material, but just hold on to the body. Now, this next part is crucial, guys. You're going to start walking your body up to a position. Now, I'm going to stop right here, guys. Some people call this a pit stop position. My leg is currently over his shoulder, right? I'm holding him down just like so. Now, to get to the correct angle in this case, guys, I'm going to go ahead and open my legs. This leg is on his shoulder. I'm going to use the inner thigh to kind of push him back and change the angle. Now, if you notice, his head just kind of slipped out, which is really good for me. I just hold on here. The angle is lined up now, nice and easy. I just pass the leg over, and then I can extend to get the submission. But there's two things that I want to make sure you guys understand here. This leg, the job of the leg and the armpit, guys, is to be pushing over towards that far shoulder, right, off balancing. The leg on his head, that job is to keep his posture broken down. So this one keeps him down, this one pushes over while we extend to get the submission, right? So let's look at this one more time, right? So again, we're here, he's inside the guard, we're looking to attack the armbar. I make my grips, right? I'm gonna kind of come up a little bit, I'm gonna extend backwards, clearing the grip, take my inside hand, I'm grabbing just over the elbow, right? I'm pulling it down, using my legs, and bringing it as far over to this side as possible. I immediately reach over and grab for the armpit. Now, again, super important, remember, I'm using my leg. You see how I'm shifting? I'm just climbing. And again, I'm just gonna stop here. So my leg is over his shoulder. I'm still holding on right here into the armpit. Now, I'm gonna open my guard. I'm gonna use the inside of my thigh to just kind of push back and adjust. Look, I adjust my leg if needed, right? Now, he's in a good position. His head slipped out. No problem, that's okay. His posture's still broken down. I pass the leg. Remember, two jobs here. This job of this leg is to off balance. The job of the leg over the head is to break posture. So I break posture, I off balance, I extend the hips for the submission. So I'm gonna set the timer again, guys, for just a little bit for some of you guys so you can have a few more reps over there. And then, like I said, we'll get going, we'll get moving. All right, guys. So here we go. Let's see, 2 minutes rather, and let's go, guys. Get your reps. All right, guys, we got about a minute left, so make sure that you are switching back and forth. If you haven't been switching back and forth, please go ahead and do that now. "40 seconds left, guys. Good, 15 seconds to start wrapping it up. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and move now to the next piece, guys. So here's the thing that we're going to be looking at now, guys, in our new or our next level. So it's one thing if your opponent has the hand right on your lapels, right, and it's easy to access. There's another thing that happens. They start here, but as soon as you go ahead to make your grip, they drop their elbow to the side. They start to hide the elbow, right? So let's look at that really quick. So right now, we're inside, same kind of a position, right? But now the reaction is different, right? So we're set. I start to do this, but then he drops this hand back, right? Now, once he's made this connection, it changes things. Does that make sense? Me just trying to pull it over is going to be somewhat difficult. Does that make sense? But me putting my hands here, lifting my hips, and then pushing over, that changes the game. Now, everything else is the same. I still grip. I still change my angle. I can use my foot. I start to walk. Again, I can close my guard. I use this leg here to push and adjust the body. I adjust this leg if necessary. I pass the leg over, right? And then, boom, I finish with the arm lock. Now, the key piece here, guys, is making sure that your hand is on the elbow and lifting the hips. I lift the hips and drop. It's in that drop that I create the space necessary to bring the arm over. Now, there's something else I want to show you, but I'm going to change positions so you can see, right? So if we're here, getting it over, in some cases, some of you guys can do this fairly easily, right? So in some cases, we would go here, he drops the elbow, I do this, I lift, I come over. But if his arm is in the middle, guys, that's not any good. I have to, right here, switch my angle. You see, I straightened out my far leg, I kind of turned onto my side, and that let this elbow fall through. That originally, guys, when I was learning this, it was confusing to me, right? And I was just missing that detail. It was just that turning of the hip. It wasn't as hard as I was making it. But now that I'm here, now I can control. Same thing, I can put my foot in the hip. I can start crawling, 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 crawling. I just close it. Now, some of you guys are going to get to the point, you might ask, do I have to close it every time? No, you don't have to close it. I'm just closing it right here just to show you another method, right? Then I open. Again, I'm using the far leg to push the shoulder. That adjusts his body and me. I adjust my legs just because I've got shorter legs. He's got a thicker body than I do. I hold him down here. I break the posture here with this one. Now this one has its own job now. It's going to push across. This one's going to push down. And then I'm going to extend to get the submission. All right? So the only big difference here, guys, is shifting the arm over, right? And so what's the feed again? The feed is this. Top guy, make sure you're giving the correct feed. I'm grabbing both lapels with one hand, right? So both lapels, I feed, I'm holding on. My partner starts to take his grips. When my partner takes those grips, I'm going to drop my elbow down just to cover the hip. I don't necessarily have to touch my leg or anything like that, but I want to drop my elbow low enough that now my partner is going to have to switch grips, lift the hip to push over. Anyway, guys, I'm going to set the timer for another 2 minutes, and then we'll get moving. All right. Let's go, guys. 2 minutes.
Não dá. É porque fica saindo meu. Calor, máximo. Entendeu? Ah, é porque eu estou muito. boto ela ao contrário aqui. Assim, ela na cama. Bota assim, para fazer isso aqui, bicho. 1 a 2, aqui dói. Mas eu estou funcionando. Eu entendo que eu estou com as folhas do alongamento que abriu. Eu estou com os exercícios na cabeça. Isso que ela passa para mim. Hoje em dia, eu sinto a minha perna, eu sinto mais como antigamente. Falta esse lado. Eu trabalho esse lado e isso aqui, e trabalhar com ela. Eu estou trabalhando muito isso aqui para melhorar a movimentação do cabelo. Pouco a pouco, sabe? Isso é fácil. Claro, eu me empolgar e voltar a riscar a cabelo.
Guys, you got about 30 seconds.
Eu estudo muito, eu estudo uma coisa dele. Eu estudo a posição. Eu sabe estudar a posição.
Oh, you got about 12 seconds, guys. Go ahead and finish up your last reps. Three, two. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our last technique for today's lesson plan. Again, guys, I realize that some of you guys may not have a partner, or sometimes it's a little bit hard getting this all down. Again, as I mentioned before, always, guys, if you can, shoot over to www.caioterra.com, guys. Go to the curriculum section, guys. Go to find this lesson plan there, guys, and you can have this lesson plan done even in greater detail by my professor, Caio Terra. It's an amazing resource, so use it if you get the opportunity. The last thing I wanted to share with you guys in this lesson plan for today, guys, is the flower sweep that we do, right? And so the flower sweep in this case, guys, is super, super important because, again, most of everything that we're teaching you guys is based off reactions, right? And so, you know, there are times the flower sweep does work better. It's like all things. There's a time when you should go ahead and, you know, try a specific move, and that comes with repetitions, timing, understanding of the move, knowledge of the move. The flower sweep is a sweep that is happening in this case because of a different reaction. So I'm going to mimic the reaction so you kind of understand what's happening, right? So we started off by saying that the guy is here in this kind of a position, right? You take the grip, you do the arm bar, no problem, right? Or excuse me, let me backtrack. We actually started off with the side-to-side kind of arm bar drill when we were here, right? So in recap, we started drill number 1, the hands are just on the collars. My partner, I'm just allowing him to move, right, comfortably. The second drill, right, in recap was now he actually hits the arm bar. He breaks my grip down, he brings my arm across, he climbs up, keeps my posture broken down, does the arm bar. Option number 3, the one we just finished, was I'm here, right? He starts to break down. I drop my elbow, right? I drop my elbow close to my leg, but far enough that it's actually trapping the guy's hip, so he has to move it over, right? Now, in this last reaction, this time when this is happening and you start to, or excuse me, the guy on bottom starts to grab the grip, this guy will straighten up. See, I'm kind of moving my body back. I'm no longer here, right? If the guy is on top of you like this, that's not the time to try the flower sweep. That's the time to get a hold of him, man. He's giving you his posture, right? So the flower sweep is done in this case when you start to control the arm, the guy kind of pulls back like this a little bit, right? My posture changed, my elbow is coming back this way. It's not dropping down, and I certainly didn't get it across. Now, that being said, let's look at what the details are. So if we're here in this position, guys, right? So we're here in this position. Again, we've set up we've closed the guard, right? Now the reaction is a different reaction. I start to do this, right? And yes, now he does this. Guys, I'm not stronger than him. So now what do I need to do, right? I'm going to keep this grip here. Does that make sense? I'm going to reach over, guys, and I want to get a grip of the material on the side of the pants. Now, the next thing I have to do, guys, is I have to open up my guard so I can put my foot by his foot here. Now, it's important that the leg does stay close to his body. I don't want to be way out here because it's going to be easy for him to move over and pass. Now, this leg on the back side has to bump so that I can lift the leg and finish the sweep. Now, guys, the bump is super important because the bump is bumping the shoulder at the angle, right, at kind of a high 45-degree angle. It's that off balancing, it's that shifting of his weight this way that makes this leg light. That's where my grip on his knee allows me to do this. I'm not muscularly trying to bring it over. I know there are variations that deal with that, but most of the techniques that we try to deal specifically with an angle change that offset his balance. I think the Japanese artists call it kazushi, the off-balancing, right? And so that's what we're looking to do. But it's based off, again, the reaction of the guys moving back, right? So one more time in review, this is what we're looking at, right? So we're set up in this position, right? Guard is closed. I start to do this. Yes. See, he's going back, right? Now it changes everything, right? So from this position now, I'm going to grip my opponent's material on the knee. I'm going to post this leg right here. I'm going to lift this leg up. I want to bump and lift as I come over. Now, once you're over, you can definitely release now. You can release, you come here. How you like to finish on top, that's up to you, right? If you like a higher mount, lower mount, depends on your attack sequence, definitely go there. So again, guys, reactions are super, super important. So it's important that you do pull back some. Try not to over pull because that does change things. And I 1000% agree with my professor on this, Craig, you know, that the reaction and the training and the drilling that you do is going to be massively important, right? I've been very fortunate in my life to study many different arts as a child, all the way now, like I said, and in those, all of the arts that I've had the ability to train and study, my direct correlation to my improvement was based off of how good my partner was, what were the feeds that they were giving me, what were the responses, right? Just like a very good boxing trainer or boxer tends to enjoy a lot of success due to the team that he has, coaches, all the other stuff that go there. In this case, you have a very intimate relationship, obviously, with the person that you're drilling with, and of course, your coaches. As always, guys, thank you so very much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. For those of you guys that are following us, either between YouTube, Facebook, or our Zoom live streams, thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it in this time. Like I said, even if you're not from our academy, not from our school, if you have any questions, if I can help you answer, please reach out. We'd love to help if we can, and definitely keep us connected. This BJJ community that we have during this pandemic, and here's to it being over sooner than later. But until then, we'll do our best to stay broadcasting both from our school here in Parker, Colorado, the one in Aurora, Colorado, and then sometimes my home gym. So again, thank you very much from myself and Fejano for being on this feed with us. We do have more classes lined up for the rest of the day, so maybe we'll see some of you in those as well. So let's go ahead, guys. We'll stand up, fix our uniforms. We'll go ahead and bow, guys. So feet together, hands at our side, and thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great day.